Supermotocross is back, and we have a lot to talk about from what happened at Charlotte. I'm going to start us off on Friday because there was a lot of crashes. This is kind of one of the first ones that I saw. This is a practice start in the 450 class, and this involved Malcolm, Cooper Webb, AP, as well as Anderson. You can kind of see Malcolm had a slow up for Cooper there, which collided with AP and Anderson. I think AP kind of got the worst of it. And then the next one I saw was a really big hit. Was Jason Anderson here. I mean, dude, he hit the ground so freaking hard. You can see he is banged up from that. And unfortunately, due to that crash, he tried to qualify on Saturday. He wasn't able to race, which really sucks. I thought Anderson was going to do really well. I even put him on my podium in my predictions video that you guys are roasting me for. But we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But yeah, that's just two of them, all right? Here is another one. Jordan Smith had a similar situation as Anderson here. And you can kind of see in the background, kind of wait for it, you see him just absolutely doing 3 front flips. I'm amazed he got up from that, dude. That was a hard hit. Let's kind of see it again. You'll see his bike just endo, and he takes a big tumble. I'm glad that Jordan Smith got up from that. He actually rode pretty good, too. So I'm glad that he got up from that. And then also another big one was Justin Barsha in the main rhythm section. He comes in and tries to go for the 3, goes a little sideways, and just boom. His head hit the freaking track so hard. He was also out for the weekend. I hope he is okay. I think he was able to get up, but yeah, definitely got maybe a concussion from that. I mean, he hit really hard. Let's watch that again. Just boom. Yeah, that was scary. So I'm hoping Justin's okay. Here's what happened with Chase on Saturday. This is actually in qualifying on Saturday. This is the last lap too. Lost his front end a little bit. He also hits the ground in the sand. He was able to get up from this. I don't think it was anything too serious. Probably just shook him up a little bit. But that was kind of scary. That could have been really bad if he landed on like the concrete. That could have been really bad. And then you also have Casey Cochran. Shout out to Casey. This is in qualifying on Saturday as well, but bro, he hit this rhythm section and bro, just absolutely ate it. I am so glad that he is okay, but that is a huge freaking hit. I mean, huge. He also hit his head. I'm assuming maybe a little concussion in there because that was a hard hit. For the 250 qualifying, I predicted Levi Kitchen for fastest time. That didn't happen. It was RJ Hampshire, 41.6. Deegan was second. Kitchen actually qualified 4th, so I was kind of off a little bit. Not too far, but a little bit. And then the LCQ race. I said in my video, I had no idea what was going to happen with this. There was 20 people that was supposed to go to the LCQ race, right? There was 9 people total. 5 of them got in. Over half the field got in from the LCQ race. That included Carson Mumford, McAdoo, which I kind of predicted McAdoo. Lux Turner, Jet Reynolds, and Talon Hawkins. But yeah, I mean, shout out to everybody that makes it in because you get a lot of money for this, even in the 250 class. Shout out to Carson Mumford. He actually qualified super freaking good. If we look at the qualifying, he qualified 6th overall out of everybody. So yeah, I probably should have predicted him to get in with McAdoo. Those are the top 2 guys, I think, going forward, if it is only 2. Shout out to AEO. Both AEO guys got in, Lux and Talon. So shout out to the boys. But yeah, here's the results, all right? I predicted Hayden Deegan to be off the podium, but I was dead wrong, all right? I was completely wrong. He goes out there and absolutely dominates the field, bro. Horrible starts, and it didn't even matter. He was like, before the red flag in Moto 1, he was like 12th. After the red flag, he was still like 9th and came all the way to the field and won that race. Caught Juju like in 2 laps under 5 seconds. Like just caught him, passed him. It was impressive. Second moto, same exact thing, but instead of Juju out front, it was Levi out front. And just straight up, just like gapped him. As soon as he passed him, just gapped him. I even said in my reaction video, I was like, there's no way that Levi's going to lose this 5-second gap. Like, he's not Juju. Like, he is, like, there to win the chip, right? Nah. I was dead wrong. Levi struggled all of a sudden, and Deegan just pounced on it. It was impressive to watch. I'm not rooting against Deegan next week. I'm not even saying, even if I have a gut feeling that he's going to do bad, it's not happening. He's going to be on the podium probably 1st overall because like there's no reason why he's not going to be 6-0 after these 3 races. You guys can roast me all you want from that predictions video. I was wrong. I'm not going against Deegan again. I'll tell you that right here, right now. My biggest surprise was Levi winning. He got 3rd. First moto, before the red flag, I was like, bro, I'm feeling good. Like, I predicted this. Like, he was going to go pull and probably open up a 5 to second gap because Deegan was also like 12th after that start, right? So I figured like Levi was going to pull away. But I didn't even show Jalik's video of his crash, but he was knocked out cold. I hope Jalik is okay, but they red flagged it for Jalik. Levi still got a decent start, but just couldn't do anything. Got 5th overall. Deegan just passed him. Like, it was nothing in that race. Go watch the reactions video. You'll see the pass in the video. So, yeah, my biggest surprise was not even close, all right? My over and under achievers, I predicted Joe to be overachieving, which I think personally he did. 3-5 on the day. That 3rd place is huge for Moto 1. So I kind of think that's pretty good for him coming off that injury, only a couple of weeks on the bike. My underachieve was Deegan. Obviously, that didn't happen. Just throw that out the window. Don't worry about that, all right? Now, my podium was Tommy V, Deegan, Levi, which I got 2 on the podium, just not in the right position. And Tommy V was probably the most one. That probably was the underachiever of the day, in my opinion. Tommy V, a 4.7. That just can't happen if you want to win this chip. Also, huge shout out to Juju, bro. I did not expect that performance from him. He rode phenomenal in both motos. 2nd place in moto number 1. He was leading the entire race basically until Deegan got him very late. And then moto number 2, he was also doing extremely, extremely well. Levi kind of got him in the beginning. But man, I did not expect that performance. Huge shout out to him, man. He definitely deserves it. I hope he does extremely well in Texas too. I'm excited to see what he can do. He's a Supercross demon. He's a Supercross demon, man. I want to show a couple things that happened in the race because, one, I personally believe there needs to be, if we go to another drag strip, there needs to be padding on these walls. And the reason why is right here, all right? RJ goes for this, just a normal triple, but cross ruts up the face and lands on the tough block. If he was just a centimeter, maybe an inch different, his head's hitting that wall. And that's very bad. His back obviously hit it right there, right? That is so dangerous. So dangerous. And there needs to be padding on this. Like 100,000%, if we go to another drag strip, there needs to be padding on this barricade right here. But there needs to be something because that almost cost RJ a lot. I mean, a lot. Obviously, he crashed and didn't do that well, but that could have been so much worse. I'm glad he's okay. But man, there needs to be some safety measures, especially for the barricades, in my opinion. Now let's talk about the 450 class. And I was kind of on the mark on some of these predictions, all right? First off, let's talk about qualifying here. And I predicted Chase to get it, just like Levi. He didn't do that. He got 3rd overall, which honestly was pretty freaking close. He was 0.2 away. Like, look at the time. It was 139.5, 139.6, 139.7. I was obviously wrong, but shout out to Justin Cooper. I didn't expect him to put a burner down like he did. I knew Jet was going to be right there. But yeah, I kind of expected Chase to do a little bit better in qualifying, but he obviously went down in that last lap, which probably could have been a big burner, but it happens. I'll take it on the chin. All right. Shout out to Justin for an awesome lap. But yeah, let's look at the LCQ results. And similar to the 250 class, they took 4 guys out of this one. It's obviously Jason Anderson, Justin Barsha. That's 2 right there. Then you have the 2 on top of the LCQ. So kind of makes sense, right? So shout out to Jerry. I kind of mentioned that Jerry might make it in. You know, I did mention that I had Dean and Justin Hill making it in if it was top 2. They still made it in. Shout out to Colt Nichols. I said Colt probably as well. Let's talk about the results here. I got to give it to Eli. I expected him to do great. I mean, I put him in my podium. I put him 2nd overall. I expected him to do great. I did not expect him to go out there in Moto 1 and dominate. All right. He came out, pulled whole shot, and was just gone the entire race. You didn't even see him, man. Like, he was just gone the entire time. Moto 1 was awesome to watch on that aspect. There was a kind of like a shuffle in the beginning of the race, which I didn't really see, but somehow Jet was in 2nd, and then all of a sudden he was behind his brother Hunter in 3rd, and like nobody brought it up. Nothing really happened. So I don't know what happened. Roxon also got by Chase too. So like something happened in that race, but they didn't even show it on the broadcast. I thought Chase was going to go after Jet for a second, and then he just settled in for 4th later on in that race. Maybe his setup was on like missing. Hunter, I definitely snubbed Hunter in my predictions video. He rode great. 3rd in the first moto. He rode amazing, holding off Jet for a while. And then Roxon, top 5. I knew Roxon was going to do pretty good. I expected him to overachieve. A 5.5, I don't know if that's technically overachieving. I think that's kind of right where he is in this field. So I definitely missed the mark on that one. But Aaron Plessinger, underachieved, 6'11". Now, I do have to mention, Kellen Wright pointed this out, that AP crashed on practice, which we saw earlier in this video. And then he crashed again in moto number 2 on the start. It's probably not feeling that great from either of those crashes. Technically, yes, I did say he would underachieve, but I didn't expect him to get 11th. You know, I expected him to go like 6, 7, 8, you know, but he did get 8th overall, which I kind of predicted. So I hope he comes back swinging for next weekend at Texas. But big surprise that I had, Cooper Webb outside of the top 7. Motherfucker got 10th, 14th, 8th. Now, I do got to say this 14th wasn't necessarily a 14th. He did get docked a lot of positions for cutting the track massively here. He just missed this entire rhythm section, the whole entire sand section, and then just got back into the mix behind Justin Cooper. Was it 6 positions worthy? I don't know about that, right? Maybe not. I think he kind of gave up all that time by letting everybody go by. Maybe a couple spots, definitely. But 6? Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. But I did predict him go outside of the top 7. And he got 10th overall, so that's another right on my board. All right. Now my podium. It wasn't the greatest, but we did get Eli in 2nd place. Yeah, also had Chase on the board. I know I picked Jet off the board, but since Jason didn't race, I would have put Jet right there, all right? I'm just going to say, I would have put Jet right there. But I still would have been wrong because he still got 1st overall. So, honestly, it was awesome to freaking watch this battle between Eli and Jet. 2nd race, 2nd moto. Just battling. And it was just so sick. This whole entire lap, whole entire race was awesome. Jet around the outside into the sand. I just didn't expect that. I thought maybe he could make a pass somewhere else. But, man, he just put on the burners with 3 minutes to go and just rode amazing 2nd race. You know, Eli couldn't hit that rhythm section with that paddle tire that he on 2nd moto. But overall, I thought Jet was going to kind of struggle a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if I can go against Jet again, just like Deegan. I'm still gonna go with the boy Chase, but man, it's making it hard to bet against Jet any weekend that he's on the freaking track, dude. Holy crap. Gotta give his props, gotta give Deegan his props as well. Also, the points after round number 1. Deegan is up by 8 going into the double points at Texas with Levi and Tommy V. Double points are gonna be huge. Just say, I'm not betting against them, but say Deegan goes out and gets a 3rd. That's gonna be huge for points, all right? If these two guys do something spectacular, right? I don't expect it after what I just watched, but I'm just saying double points are going to be crazy. Same thing with Chase, Jet, and Hunter, man. Even Eli in 4th. Like, anything can happen with double points and then triple points. So, these are the points. Chase is only up by 4 going into Texas. Deegan's up by 8, a little bit bigger of a gap. But I expect Texas to be really good. The track looks like Daytona a little bit instead of the barricades, like the speed or like the drag strips. It's gonna be like a Daytona vibe. I think it's gonna be awesome. But I do also have a couple other items that I want to mention. First off, the 65 kid, Carter Gray, absolutely dominated the entire race and then also hit the finish line double, which was so awesome to watch. Got docked 2 positions because of this. That is so stupid in my opinion. They ruled it a safety thing that they didn't want him to race. I saw a comment that said they told him 10 minutes before the race that they can't jump the finish line due to safety, but they were doing it in practice on Friday. That's so stupid. I don't think you dock him any positions, man. Shout out to Carter. Shout out to Chase Brennan too. He rode awesome. I thought Chase was going to catch him. If like maybe Chase was able to do that finish line. Chase was really good in the rhythm section. So, but overall, 65 race, awesome. I'm excited for the next All-Star race next weekend. Should be good, but shout out to freaking Carter, bro. I think that's so stupid. And then the last thing I have to talk about, during the press conference, they brought up the grueling 32-round season. And shout out to Jordan Barber here. He mentioned that he would do it in a simple fix. 12 Supercross rounds, 10 motocross rounds, and 3 SMX rounds. I think, personally, that's a great point. 17 rounds. If you short Supercross to 12 rounds, that makes every round of Supercross important for these riders. So shout out to Jordan for this take. I think it's necessary. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. But I appreciate you guys. Leave a like and hit the sub button if you guys enjoyed this. And big shout out to Jet and Deegan for the wins. They rode phenomenal. I'm excited to see what happens in Texas, man.